Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV. Today is the launch of patch 6.31, and of course with that comes no major gameplay adjustments or additions aside from the new the Omega Protocol, which is the new ultimate in a series of 5 so far of ultimate fights. So good luck to everybody who's taking part in the Ultimate World First race. It's going to be fantastic. Already by the looks of it, it looks crazy from what I've seen on Twitch. I cannot wait to see who pulls through, and it's something I definitely encourage other people to go onto Twitch and cheer other people on. It's a fantastic time, honestly. It really is. It brings out the real, what do you call it? Team sort of spirit of people. I love it. So, as you know, based on that, there's very little else to talk about. They will say, though, on here, 6.35, obviously, is not going to be for another month or so. And with that comes the new Deep Dungeon, Eureka Orthos, the Somehow Further Hildebrand Adventure side quests, along with the Mandeville weapons, the tool enhancements, which are the Splendorous tools for crafters and gatherers, and the Leporit tribe quests. Those are all coming in 6.35, so we have that to look forward to. There's so many point patches for 6 that are just on the horizon. So when it comes to the Omega Protocol, then obviously this is a very difficult sort of challenge. It says, what if Omega's relentless testing had continued and provided the elusive answer it sought? The minstrel's words invite you to imagine the scenario, to entertain the possibility of that which may have been, and follow the experiment to its ultimate conclusion. I'm sure that's going to be absolute chaos. So yeah, very excited to see what happens. Also, you can preview the weapons in the game if you're interested. Let's have a brief look at those now in the game. If you go to Radzat Han and talk to Nesvaz, you can have a look at them. And additionally, obviously, in 6.31, there's new items. That's the items from the new, Ultimate. Then we have new achievements and titles, again, from the Ultimate. New music, again, from the Ultimate. And it also says, in order to better facilitate login, one-time passwords will no longer be hidden during entry. This is something that is sort of like coming in left field, honestly. I don't really see the problem with them being hidden anyway. It was really more of a, if you're in like a cafe or something, that kind of thing, or someone's looking over your shoulder, but they are just one-time passwords and they expire as soon as you've used them anyway. So I don't know. It's one of those things. And we have a small section of resolved issues and known issues. So let's look at the resolved ones. So this is what they fixed. There was an issue during the Extreme Trial implemented in 6.3 wherein player casting was interrupted by certain enemy actions. So that's nice to see that they've fixed that. An issue wherein the raid dungeon Alphascape 4 Savage, wherein the areas of effect for boss actions diffuse wave cannon and oversampled wave cannon did not display in full. Okay, I didn't see that, and I did that recently, actually, unsynced. Interesting. An issue when using the warrior action Shake It Off, wherein the amount of HP recovered when only healing self was incorrect under certain conditions. This was a quite hilarious situation. You had people taking pictures of like 971 million heal as a return from that, and the caption was, "Who needs healers?" And yeah, obviously that needs to be addressed, and thankfully they have, just in time for the ultimate. An issue wherein actions with a forward-facing cone or straight line area of effect would strike in the direction of the selected target, as well as the direction the executing character was facing under certain conditions. That sounds like some kind of like server issue. You know what I mean? Like where you weren't there, but you are there sort of thing. But yeah, apparently that's been fixed. That would have been incredibly annoying if I had encountered that. There was an issue wherein the conditions to trigger Fisher's intuition at Seagazer Shoals was incorrect. Oh, interesting. There was another issue wherein certain wild animals in the island sanctuary did not appear under certain conditions, despite fulfilling necessary requirements. This is something that happens. It happened in the first iteration of Island Sanctuary as well, where people had to queue outside of the Island Sanctuary. They waited until like 10 minutes or a couple of minutes before the spawn timer and then zoned in. It's because of the weather changes and time changes. So certain creatures appear at certain time conditions, you know, with weather conditions. So you're waiting for that weather to change. But if you were already in the instance of the Island Sanctuary and it changed weather, they wouldn't spawn. This has happened before, and it's nice to see they've addressed it this time. So if you were having trouble tracking down your creatures, that should fix that. An issue wherein selecting the glamour buttons in the trust window would not apply intended changes. Oh, I didn't see that. Now, apparently lots of other minor text issues have also been addressed, and other issues. So obviously there are some things they want to keep to themselves, but for the major things, that was fixed. So it's nice to see they address the Shake It Off situation prior to any kind of real gameplay additions like Ultimate. And yeah, they've done a good job here. So the known issues, currently there are 2. By the looks of it, it says, an issue when executing actions that do not affect other recast timers, such as Ninja PvE actions 10 and Chi, wherein the recast timers are displayed incorrectly. Players may be unable to execute applicable actions should connection lag occur during this issue. That's really interesting, actually, and probably the worst timing possible for ninjas, if they're, you know, using ninjas in World First Race. I don't know the extent of this problem, but that sounds not good. Apparently there was another issue wherein the icons were switched for Arcanist and Summoner and Scholar weapons obtainable in the Omega Protocol Ultimate. So when you go to that vendor, apparently the icons have been shuffled around a bit too much. So don't get excited, but suddenly Scholar has decent weapons. No, you get the Scholar version. Actually, to be honest, both of the books are usually quite subdued. I know the Ultimate weapons look pretty good, though. Yeah, well, it's based on your own taste, I guess. Anyway, that was the patch notes for 6.31. I'm excited to watch the Ultimate World First Race for TOP, and best of luck to everybody taking part in that. But much love, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.